Hello, welcome back to another episode of SLAB Talk. And for this episode, I will discuss the difficulty in comparing CGC and CBCS. But let's start the video with two of the same book. Okay, 7.5, same grade, same page quality of white to white. One is CBCS, one is CGC. I can tell you best offer price accepted for the CBCS copy is 1300, I believe. So roughly 18 days later, a CGC copy, buy it now, sold for 11.95, a little bit less. Okay, so let's dive into the topic. Okay, so you saw the comparison. Let me qualify that if a person want to find an example of a different book where a CBCS copy underperform a CGC copy, I'm sure he or she can find that too. Okay, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is not to show or prove that CBCS has caught up. I just show you an example where it did better. For those that follow my channel, back in 2018, 2019, and right before the pandemic, I had a series where it is CGC versus CBCS. I will throw in a screen capture of a search. There's 18 videos. I did 18 videos over the 2-year span where I show comparison. And for those that remember that series, each video I think I show 4 or 5 comparison, and for the most part CGC did substantially better. Okay, by substantial I mean you're talking 25 to over 30% higher in prices. And keep in mind, if you want to do price comparison, the purest way to compare, and it's not perfect, there's no such thing as a perfect comparison. Okay, let me qualify that. People think there's a perfect way. There is no perfect way. Why? Let me explain. First of all, to compare the prices, you had to compare, of course, same grade, duh, same page quality, duh, right? And lastly, same venue. We all know there are people that avoid eBay like the plague, and then there's people that never heard of comiclink. Trust me, I have done videos on YouTube for 9 years, and I still have questions here and there on people that have never heard of comiclink, never heard of GPA analysis to compare prices. So just because you may know, you can't expect the new collector that just entered this hobby last month, last year to know. Okay, so keep in mind, there's a lot of people that may have discovered comic books through comiclink before they find eBay. Yeah, it's possible, but at the end of the day, the reason why it is so difficult to compare apple to apple is just because you see a price from comiclink for CBCS copy does not mean that the CGC copy, whether it did better or did worse, is the best comparison. Timing matter, okay? Especially today with a fast moving market where price can change drastically within days. Unless you can find 2 sales of those 2 books within a few days apart the same week, it's kind of hard to even pinpoint that's the right comparison. Is the proximity is close enough to eyeball, okay? But for me, when I did those 18 videos, I have a rule. First of all, there had to be same venue, same grade, same page quality, and lastly, it has to happen within 4 weeks. Okay, easier said than done. back in 2018, 2019, the price was moving, but not as sharp like we have today. Okay, today I would not use the same criteria. I would say even 2 weeks might be too far apart, right? I'm sure those who follow the market would agree with me. Even 2 weeks today may be too far apart, so it is really difficult. Okay, my intention for this video is to bring attention to those that want to debate whether CGC gap is larger than CBCS or whether CBCS has caught up. Do your own homework. Be comfortable with the price you want for your books and go with your own decision. I'm not here to convince you that CBCS has caught up. For some books, maybe. For some, maybe not. Okay, the market is very inefficient. You have heard me use that term a million times. The internet is very inefficient. Just because somebody want a copy of that Avenger 48 in a grade 7.5, he or she may not have known that a copy exists on eBay, may not be around when that copy was listed on eBay. The person that lists that CGC book that went much lower may not be aware that the market has moved up so fast and underpriced his book. Okay, so a lot of factors that come in that may negate either side of the argument as far as whether CBCS has caught up or whether it has not. Okay, so there's a lot of factors. At the end of the day, there's a lot of factors. If you are a buyer, do your homework. If you are a seller, do your homework for sure, okay? But at the end of the day, if you choose to use CBCS, you have the power ultimately to control the price, okay? I said this, if you go back and watch any of those 18 videos, I think on a couple of those videos, I discussed how the market for CBCS is more dependent on the sellers. The sellers must be more patient to demand equal prices, to force price up. If sellers come in with the inferior complex that I need to sell my books 10% cheaper to get rid of it, well, if that's the mentality and they keep underpricing their books, then that's what the market will do. The market will keep taking lower prices. So maybe now with the booming market, a lot of people are not really price comparing as much as they used to, which is a good thing for seller, because those patient sellers that are willing to price the book at the same levels are getting the money. Okay, so seller has a lot of power. Be more patient instead of throw the books out there way too cheap. That's a start if you want the market to accept CBCS book at a higher price or at an equivalent price to CGC. It's not a perfect world that we live in as far as comparing prices. So for whatever book you have, do your research. Just because that Avenger 48 did well does not mean that the next Avenger 48 in the CBCS slab will do just as well. It could be the opposite, okay? Because that's the inefficiency of this market. It's kind of pointless to debate, okay? You have the power to choose, make your own decision, do your homework, and price the book accordingly, okay? It's at the end of the day, how quick do you need to sell the books, right? Price move the book. Cheaper price, lower price will move the book quicker for you. So I understand some people just don't have the time to be patient to list the book at a higher price and wait for the right buyer to come along. I get that, okay? So That's another part, another factor that plays into why a book is priced low or not. Okay, that's why it is not a perfect world. Very hard to compare two books unless you have two books, same grade, same page quality, list at the same in the same venue, going off at the same time. Okay, that's about as close to perfect as it can be as far as comparison. But even then, it's not perfect. Why? Why is that not perfect? Does everyone by that I mean everyone that want a copy of that book know that they exist in the venue? Right? No. Some people are busy living, working. It's not as if like everyone is on comiclink or eBay every day. So trust me, a perfect comparison is nearly impossible, if not impossible. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.